Hi everyone, this is Nadia from China Admissions, and I'm going to start the online info session right now. So I'm just going to admit like the students who are in the waiting room at the moment and also sharing my screen so you guys can see the slides that I'm going to share about the admissions update for the 2021 intake. So basically, in today's presentation, I'm just going to share with you about the admissions update for the 2021 intake, right? So for both March and also September 2021. And yeah, if you hear me well, right? If there's no technical issues or whatsoever, right? If you can hear and also see everything clearly, please comment on the chat over there, right? So just to make sure I know that everything goes well here. Cool. So yeah, everybody can hear me well and also can see the screen as well. So yeah, I hope the session will be useful for you. So later on, it's going to be like about at least 30-40 minutes of info session with all of my presentation and also with the tutorial that I'm going to show you. And after the session is ended, then it's time for you to ask the question. So if you have any questions, you can ask me later after the presentation. Otherwise, I may not be able to like cover all of your questions because it might be already up above there in the chat, in the Zoom group chat. So I'm not able to cover everything. So anyway, this session will be recorded for sure. So if you cannot join like until the whole part of the session, yeah, I'll be very sad as well, but don't worry about it. We'll have it later on our YouTube channel. So if your friends or your family members miss this session due to any other reasons like the time zone or whatever, don't worry. I'll share the link to this recorded session on YouTube channel later. So yeah, without further ado, I think I'll start the presentation right now. So yeah, I'm just going to welcome you guys with the saying that China welcomes you, or 中国欢迎你. So yeah, I know that a lot of you who are joining today's session are interested to apply to Chinese universities. You are all excited to come and study in China. And then here is a little bit about myself. So for those of you who have contacted me before or have joined the previous info sessions, or like our previous events, for example, China Admissions Online Open Day, or like any other events, I'm pretty sure you guys know my name. I'm Nadia from China Admissions. Probably you've been getting a lot of emails from me. So I'm an advisor at China Admissions. Here, my job description is to guide you guys for successful applications to China. So I really want you guys to, like nail your application to Chinese university so you can come and also can study in China. So I am based in Beijing, China, because this is where the China Admissions Office is located. But I am actually originally from Indonesia. So I'm not Chinese, I'm Indonesian instead. So I was also a student myself in China back in 2017 until 2019. So I studied at University of International Business and Economics, which is located in Beijing. So I studied Master of World Economics from 2017 to 2019. So yeah, overall, it was a fun experience because basically it was my very first time going so far away from my country, right? So it's everything new for me. So it's my first time studying abroad. It's my first time going so far away from my country. It's my first time going to non-speaking English country where the language is, I'm not mastering Chinese language at that time. So there were totally a lot of challenges, like for example, language barrier, culture shock, and all that. But everything is manageable, in my opinion. And then overall, my 2 years experience at UIBE has been awesome. So I got nothing but good experience. So I met friends from all over the world. We share, a lot of different things. We share a lot of cultural exchange and all that. So I have friends from other Southeast Asian countries like Thailand or Laos, and also others from Bangladesh. I got another classmates from Mongolia, from Russia, from Tajikistan. I got best friend from Japan and all that. So yeah, I'm exposed to a lot of cultures indeed. Definitely there are a lot of Indonesians studying at Beijing as well and also at UIBE. But because at that time, I was the only Indonesian around in my class, and that's why I get to experience a lot more than that. I get to get out of my comfort zone and meet different type of people out there and learn their culture and become best friends with them. But aside from that, the like the study experience itself has been so great. I get a lot of experiences and also a lot of new knowledge from UIPE, and especially because I also get the chance to do it's kind of like an international study tour where they send me to go to Switzerland for a week to go through some go to conferences and all that, and we get to go to WTO offices, like all the big organizations offices at Switzerland. So it was overall the best 2 years of my life. So I hope that, and I believe that, coming to China is going to be one of the best decisions you've made in your life. And I can somehow guarantee you that it's going to be a great experience for you all. So yeah, next up, I'm going to introduce a bit about the company itself, the company I work for, which is China Admission. So what is China Admissions? Basically, China Admission is an award-winning platform for international students to apply to Chinese university. And we partner with over 100 of top Chinese university, and we have over 100,000 registered students on our platform. So our mission is to help you guys to successfully study in China. And then we have also got some awards. So we got the 2019 Foreign Entrepreneurs 30 by World Innovator Meet at 2019. And also we got awarded as one of the China EdTech 100 by Holland IQ in early 2020. And also our company got the Chaoyang Phoenix Grant, which is from the Chaoyang government in Beijing. And aside from that, our company is very, very multicultural. So a lot of us, we come from different cultural backgrounds. We come from different countries as well. So I'm the only Indonesian around in the office. So I've got like other colleagues coming from different part of the world. For example, if you already applied, right, you probably are contacted by my colleague Dulgun, who is from Mongolia. And also I have another friend who can guide you with your applications, the dear friend from Rwanda, Africa. So yeah, like the boss is also from UK. So our office is totally, very, very diverse and very, very multicultural because we come from different backgrounds. And what's so good about it, I feel like we can somehow understand your feeling as an international students because we first experience it. So all of us, the international employees at China Admissions, we have experience studying in China. So we know how it is to study in China as an international students. We know the experience because we've been there before. Therefore, we just want to guide you to have the best experience of your life. And a little bit more, this is some of our partner universities. So we partner with over 100 of top universities in China, for example, like BLCC in Beijing, Beijing Institute of Technology, BFSU in Beijing, Wuhan University, ZAS, Zhejiang University of Science and Technology, SPCs, British College in Shanghai, and many others. So we partner with top universities in China, and therefore we just want to make sure that you can definitely get in and also, can get the chance to study at the best universities in China. So next part is the agenda for today's presentation. So basically there are 6 things that I'm going to cover. So first one is the update for 2021 intake, and also the application process, the tips and trick, and also the services that we offer, the live tutorial on how to apply to China Admissions. I can guarantee you it's very, very easy and very, very simple and also very quick as well. And last but not least, it's going to be the frequently asked question and also the question and answer. So all of your questions will be answered at the end of the session. So yeah, without further ado, let's start the first part of this online info session. So first one, why study in China? I know that a lot of you are excited to go to China, and many, many, many more international students are, like they are willing to come to China. They're eager to come to China. But why? Why study in China? For those of you who are still confused, probably this is like it's there to convince you, so you are considering to study in China. So first one is because you can learn Chinese language. So Chinese language is one of the most spoken language in the world, and it is a popular destination for international students as well. So nowadays, more and more Chinese universities are studying in China, and then China has become one of the most popular destination for education. And the third reason is because Chinese universities have high reputation. So, Chinese universities are increasingly well respected, and the number included in a major global universities ranking has risen significantly over the past 5 years. So, for example, if you're checking the Times higher education ranking, each year Chinese universities are making it to the to the high rankings every year. So they are doing better and better and better each day. And that's why studying in China is also one of the best, because they have one of the best education right now in the world. And the next part, this is, I think, the one of like the most important part, and also most consideration about why students want to study overseas is because China is basically relatively affordable. So if you are studying in China, and I want to give you a comparison between studying in China and also studying in UK, US, Australia, or maybe Singapore. So well, basically studying in China is cheaper than studying in any of those countries I just mentioned before, like UK, US, Australia, or Singapore. So if you're studying in China for a non-degree program, which means it's for the Chinese language program, like where you learn Chinese on a daily basis. So the tuition fee starts from $1,000 per semester, because you can study here, you can study for this program for either 1 semester or 1 year. But if you are applying for a degree program, which means like bachelor, master, or PhD, the tuition fee ranges from 1,500 to 13,000 US dollar per year. So it depends on the university you are choosing for. So the most expensive one is normally the international universities located in China. And why they're expensive? Obviously because they're international universities. So they have like advantage of being the international universities. They can give you a more international experience and also international exposure as well. So that's why they are more expensive than other Chinese universities. But it doesn't mean that other Chinese universities with cheaper tuition fee are, in a bad quality or whatever. No, it doesn't mean that way. So it just means that, studying in China is actually affordable. If you have like quite a low budget and if you have a high budget, you can still come and study in China. And for the accommodation, it depends whether you are going to stay on campus or whether you are going to stay off campus. So it really depends on that. So if you are going to study on campus, then the cost will be about 5 to 15 US dollar per day per person. It depends on your, on the room type that you're choosing, on the university itself, and also on the location. And if you're choosing to go and rent a place outside of campus, like for example, you're going to rent an apartment or rent a studio or whatever, then the accommodation fee starts from USD 300 per month. So again, it depends on the location. So location does matter in this case. For example, if you're studying in Beijing or Shanghai, which is the two most expensive cities in China, then definitely the cost would be more expensive than if you are studying to other cities. Other cities, like for example, maybe Kunming, Guangzhou, or Nanning, like all those cities, it's going to be cheaper for you to stay there. And then for the living expenses itself, the total living expenses, well, again, it depends on your lifestyle, right? Because some students have a lavish lifestyle, some students can just survive with a very little budget. So it depends on your lifestyle. So the total living expenses is approximately around 250 to 450 US dollar per month. And then the next part is going to be about, because China is a country with a vast development. So as you can see here are all the infrastructure of China. So first picture is in Beijing and the last picture is in Xiamen, I believe. So, ranging from like the capital city to like the second tier city, China's infrastructure is growing rapidly. So Chinese government is, focusing on building their roads, skyscrapers, and also building like a great transportation system to boost the country's development and also economy. And last but not least, this is something that you may not be able to experience elsewhere. It's about the technology advancement. So as an Indonesian myself, I compare living in Indonesia with living in China in terms of the technology advancement. And Indonesia is way behind of China. So in China, I can easily do everything with a single click from my smartphone. So if I go outside of office, or if I just want to go to the office, or I want to hang out in China, all I need to bring is my phone. So I only literally bring my phone. I never bring wallet or anything, because basically I can do everything with just a click on my phone. I can basically pay for everything. I can, book a car. I can rent a bike. I can do whatever just using my phone. So this is one of the best reason why you want to study in China. So because life in China is indeed very convenient and also very comfortable in terms of this, because of the technology advancement. So in conclusion, Studying in China is an adventure of a lifetime because there are endless travel opportunities in China. There are there are many beautiful places to go in China, and also it's because Chinese cuisines are very delicious. So in different part of China, it has a different different style of cuisines as well. So you'll find it later if you are coming to China, and then you get to meet friends from all over the world, just like I do. So like my friends were coming from different part of the world, and this is something that you are going to experience if you're studying in China. And so in conclusion, studying in China will help you to develop a global mindset because you are experiencing all this in China. So next part is one of the most important highlights of today's session. So it's about the admission for next year. So the next intake, it depends on the programs that you're applying for. So if you're applying for a Chinese language program, so the next intake will be in both March and also September 2021. But if you're applying for a bachelor, master, or PhD program, then the next intake would be in March 21 for a limited options because not every universities will open the degree programs in March, but all of the degree programs offered in September 2021. And then this is the deadlines to apply for the March and also September intake. So it depends on the on your application itself. So for example, if you're applying on a self-finance basis, which basically means that you are going to pay for all the studies by yourself, or your family is going to pay for it, then if you're applying for a March 21 intake, then please submit your application before December 2020 because that's going to be the deadline. But if you're applying for the September 2021 intake, then the deadline would be around May to July 21. But if you are applying to the September 2021 intake, but to the A-list universities, so A-list universities here means all the top 10 best Chinese universities. So universities like Tsinghua University, Fudan University, Peking University, Shanghai Jiaotong University, Zhejiang University, and all those kind of universities on the top 10 best university in China. The application deadline would be from December 2020 to April 2021 for the September 21 intake. And if you're applying for the Chinese government scholarship, this is also very important because I know that a lot of you are looking forward to apply for Chinese government scholarship and you wish to get the CSE scholarship as well. So the application deadline would be from February to March 2021, and the next intake is in September 2021. So Chinese universities do not accept new applications after the deadline. So please remember this. So whichever application you're applying for, whether you're applying on a self-finance basis or whether you're applying for a scholarship, Chinese universities will not accept your application after the deadline has ended. And the next part is about the programs offered in China. So there are over 2,000 programs offered in China in English. So Chinese universities do offer a wide range of programs in China, like Chinese programs, bachelor, master, and PhD in both English and also Chinese. And then I'm just going to show you like the programs available for the March 2021 and also for the September 2021. So here are some of the, some of the small lists of programs available for the March 2021 intake. So here it is. So for medicine, bachelor in MBBS, Dalian Medical University will offer MBBS in March 2021. As for other universities, they will offer MBBS again in September 2021 intake. And then for the business programs, we have BFSU, Beijing Foreign Studies University, UIBE in Beijing, and then Dongbai University of Finance and Economics, and also Donghua University in Shanghai. As these four universities will offer business degree programs for bachelor and also master in March 2021 intake. And then the next one would be the Chinese language program. So Chinese language program, as I said before, they are offered in both March and also September intake. So you can either apply for the March intake or you can also apply for the September 2021. And you can study there for about 6 to 12 months. So it depends on your needs as well. So if you want to get more complete information and the list of the programs available, then you can go to apply.china-admissions.com/search. And these are the programs that are going to offer in September 2021 intake. So for MBA program, or IMBA program, those are going to be offered in September 2021. And also for the dual degree programs offered by the international universities, those programs will also only be offered in September 2021 intake. So if you are looking forward to apply for MBA or maybe get a dual degree from XJTLU or AEBS, then you can wait and also apply for the September 2021. And if you are looking forward to, studying online, because, maybe you have plenty of time right now, or you're bored by staying at home during this pandemic situation. So definitely learning Chinese language online is something that you should be considering, because having a Chinese skills, even just a little, it's going to help your life a lot when you first come to China, because not everybody in China can speak English. And yeah, these are the programs that you can apply for. For example, the one-on-one online Chinese language program by CLI. They're based in Guideline, which is a best city, city with a tropical weather. It's very nice over there. And also TICC in Tianjin, they also have these HSK online Chinese group classes for so TICC also have these HSK online Chinese group classes for about 8 weeks. So it's very, very affordable in this case, because their classes is very intensive. So the classes will be from Monday to Friday. And also BLCU have this program. So they have the one-on-one online course, and also they have the group class for $158 for 12 weeks. And the next part is about the application process. So how to complete the application? So first of all, is for you to choose a program, and then you need to apply online, and then you need to complete the online application, and then you need to upload the documents, and after that you can pay the application fee and also submit your application. So it's actually very simple, and I'm just going to show you the application process and also how to apply on China Admissions platform later, because it's just very simple and all you need is actually just 10 minutes to finish everything. So after your application is successfully submitted to our platform, so we at China Admissions, we will submit your application to the university, and then we will wait for university's decision. So your application will be either rejected or accepted, depends on their decision. And then after that, if you're accepted, students will pay the deposit fee to the university. And after that, the university will send you the visa form, the JW202 form, and also the admissions notice, so you can apply for the Chinese student visa at the Chinese embassy located in your home country, and then you can fly to China and start your journey in China. So how to apply? So you can go to this link over here, which is our platform. It's at apply.china-admissions.com/search, which will lead you to this page over here, where we display a lot of programs. We have like 2,500 now. Right now we have like about 4,400 each programs that is offered on our platform. So we are keep adding new program to our platform to give you a more wide options to apply for. And then these are the required documents that you must complete for your application. So if you don't have time to write all this, you can just screenshot the page, because this is going to be very important for you, because you can basically prepare your documents from now on. So it depends on the program that you're applying for. If you're applying for the non-degree Chinese language programs, that all you need is these 4 simple documents, like your passport photo, diploma, and transcript. But if you're applying for a bachelor, master, and PhD, you need other documents like personal statement, or TOEFL or Ielts if you're applying for the English top programs, or HSK certificate, mostly HSK level 4 or 5, if you're applying for the Chinese top program, and also the bank statement. And if you're applying for the master and PhD programs, you will also need 2 recommendation letters from your professors or from your lecturers in your home university. And all of these documents must be completed before the deadline. So if you miss any of these documents, right, if you don't have it by the deadline or after the deadline, then your application may be regarded as unsuccessful. Because again, Chinese universities will only accept complete application before the deadline, and after that, they will not accept new application. So next part is about the application fee payment. So a lot of you are wondering about application fee because maybe you're not really familiar with application fee. So application fee is basically required by the university to process your application, prepare and also send the admissions notice to your home country, and it is non-refundable. And then to pay for the application fee, there are, different payment methods that we offer. So you can pay by credit card like Visa, MasterCard, and then you can also use PayPal, or if you are in China or if you have friends who are currently in China, you can pay with Wechat Pay or Alipay, or you can also pay with bank transfer to our HSBC account in Hong Kong. So yeah, it depends on whichever payment method is the most convenient for you to use. And then this is the tips and trick to apply to Chinese universities. So again, as I mentioned before, there are more than 2,000 programs available in China in English, and in our platform itself, we have about 4,400 programs that you can apply for. So, it may create a lot of confusion for you because, you've never been in China before, and then you're not familiar with the whole Chinese universities and all, and there are just way too many programs that you have to choose, that you have to narrow down. So here, I'm just going to present you the formula to help you choose a program. As for the first formula would be about the major. So make sure to know that to know which major that you are going to apply for. So to know this, you have to assess yourself first. You have to know what is your future career goal, and also which subject do you like the most or do you want to study further. So for example, if you want to be a manager of a business, or maybe you want to be a businessman one day, for sure it's best for you to study business programs, right? So you can study bachelor in business administration, maybe you can study bachelor in international business management or bachelor in international economics or trade. So again, it depends on your own interest and what do you want to become in the future. And the second part would be about budget. So about the budget, it's about who will fund your studies in China and also how much is your budget. Because as I've informed you before, Chinese universities' tuition fee are various. It is ranging from 1,500 US dollar to 13,000 US dollar per year. So depending on your budget, it will definitely help you choose which university is the best and also the most suitable with your budget or your parents' budget. So definitely it will help you to narrow down the list of options available for you to apply. And the third one is location. So I know that maybe not every one of you have visited China before, right? Maybe some of you did, some of you didn't. So again, the location matters, right? So for example, if you haven't been to China before, you probably cannot really imagine how China is look like, right? Because you've never been to China. You can only check on Google or maybe check on the news or something. So you can, like set a list, maybe. Like you can definitely Google China to know like how China is look like and also how different cities in China look like. And then what you can do next is also, if you have a favorite weather or ambience, you can also give this a consideration. For example, because I'm from Indonesia, right? So my country is warm. We don't have winter, spring, summer, and all. We only have sun and rain each year, right? So I'm not really comfortable living in a cold weather, like, cities like Harbin in China, where in winter it will reach minus 30 degrees Celsius, may not be suitable for me because I don't think I can survive in a cold weather. And that's why something like this can also be a consideration for you. So if you have, like certain allergic maybe to a certain weather, if you don't like a cities with hot weather, if you prefer it to be cold, and if you prefer it to be hot rather than cold, yeah, this kind of thing can be a consideration for you to choose the program and also to choose the university, because different universities is located in different cities, and obviously they have a different ambience and also different circumstances as well. So the next part, if you are still confused, right, you can do a quiz on our platform, which is on this link. It's quiz.chana-admissions.com. So the quiz is very simple. It will help you assess the programs that you are going to apply for. And then after that, you can also contact us if you still have any more questions about it. And then another question, this is like one of the most common questions for students who are going to apply for next year. So the question is, I want to study in China as soon as possible, but the program I want to apply for, let's say Bachelor in Architecture, is only available for the September 2021 intake, which is still a long way to go. Like, what should I do? For sure, I want to suggest you this. So this is like one of the arrangement that you can try. So if you want to come in China as soon as possible, then I suggest you to apply for a Chinese language program in March 2021 for at least one semester, right? And then you can apply for the bachelor program, for example, the Bachelor in Architecture for the September 2021 intake. And why this arrangement works, because again, there is no, how to say, like there is no negativity over learning Chinese language. So having the skill, having the Chinese language skill is definitely going to be helpful for you in living in China. Because again, not every Chinese people out there can speak English. And it's best for you if you know a little bit of Chinese to help you going on with your daily life. So I think this arrangement really works because definitely you will get to learn the language and it will help you to get used to your life. At least you have like a semester, which is like about 4 to 6 months long to adjust your life, to adapt in China. And then you can continue your study for the bachelor, master, or PhD for like four year-ish in China. So yeah, this kind of arrangement works for you, but it's not a mandatory. So you can choose to like, for example, you can choose to wait until September 2021 intake to come to China. But if you really want to come to China as soon as possible, then this arrangement is my suggestion for you. And the next part is the guideline for a successful application. So first one, you have to meet the eligibility criteria in terms of age, nationality, academic performance. So in terms of age, I'll explain this later about the requirement of the age of applying to Chinese universities. And in terms of nationality here, it means that you must be from a foreign country. So you cannot be from mainland China, Hong Kong, Macau, or Taiwan, because students from mainland China, Hong Kong, Macau, or Taiwan will have a different sets of requirements to apply to Chinese universities. So as long as you're not from any of these 4 countries I mentioned, then you will be regarded as an international student in China. So for the academic performance, it's best if your academic performance is at least 75% and up, because it will definitely give you like a higher chance to get admission in China. And also you need to have a great Chinese or English proficiency. So you make sure the result of your HSK test, TOEFL or Ielts test meet the requirement in China. So for HSK, if you're applying for a Chinese top program in China, normally they will ask for HSK level 4 or 5. And then if you are applying for an English taught program in China, then you can submit either TOEFL or Ielts results. So for TOEFL, IBT, the minimum score would be 80 out of 120. And then for Ielts, the minimum score is 6.0. And then again, you must submit all the required documents before the deadline. This is very, very important, guys. And you have to complete the application fee payment as well before the deadline. So in conclusion, you have to complete your application. So from your personal information, the documents, your application fee payment before the deadline. Because why? Because again, Chinese universities do not accept new applications after the deadline. They're very, very strict in terms of deadline. And then the next tips is good to apply to China admissions platform. And why you have to apply on China admissions, I'll explain later. And then it's best for you to apply to multiple universities to increase your chance of getting the admission. For example, if you are applying for a competitive program like MBBS or MBA, I really suggest you to apply to multiple Chinese universities, because applications can be tough, you know, like you will have a lot of competitors out there coming from different part of the world with good grades and so on. So, you know, it's best for you if you have a backup plan. So at least if you're applying to a university and your plan didn't work, you still have another backup plan to do. And last but not least is if you are applying for PhD program, and this is very, very important for students out there who are applying for PhD in China, is that you must get a supervisor acceptance letter. So this is only for PhD applicants in China. So you must contact the PhD supervisor at the Chinese university. For example, you're applying to Wuhan University. So you must contact the PhD supervisor at Wuhan University with your research proposal, and you must say that you want him or her to become your PhD supervisor to guide you with your thesis later on. And if you get his or her approval, then you must attach this to your application. Normally, this is one of the requirements if you are applying for PhD programs in China. And the third tips and trick is about why China admission. So there are three reasons why you have to use China admission. So first one is because we are free of charge. Well, basically, we don't charge any service fee to help you apply. It's 100% free because we're funded by the universities, and all you need to pay is the application fee as required by the university. And again, the free of charge service fee is strictly available for students who are going to apply for a self-finance basis. And the second reason is because China admissions is a one platform for all. So you can search and apply to multiple universities in one platform with just one click on China admissions platform. So I'm going to show you how after this presentation. And then the next reason would be because we are responsive. So if you reach us on email, normally our average response time is about 9 hours, 10 minutes. So we are trying our best to respond to your inquiries as soon as possible, because again, we have so many inquiries from you. Normally on a daily basis, we'll get like hundreds of emails or WhatsApp messages. So we're trying to cover and also to answer you as soon as possible. Right, so then it's come to the next part, which is about the services we offer to you guys. So there are three application services that we offer. So the first one is the basic service. It's the one on the right. Right, the basic service is the one with free service fee. So here, why it's stated 150 US dollar, it's approximately the amount of the application fee that you need to pay to apply for the Chinese university. So the application fee itself, it depends. It doesn't have to be $150 because it depends on the university. So it ranges from about $80 to $150 each one. So it depends on the application fee, it depends on the university that you are applying for. So here we don't charge additional service fee. So for example, if the application fee of the university you're applying is $150, then that's the only one you have to pay for. And then the second one, the one in the middle, is the fast track application or the priority service, which will cost you $300 US. And what's so special about this? It's because it includes the application fee. So there's no need for you to pay another application fee because it includes in there. And then aside from giving you free review of documents and then accommodation booking, fast track of application, we'll also introduce you to a buddy, which means a student who are already studying in China as your first friend. And also we are going to communicate with you by email, a chat, or maybe like do a call sometimes with you. And also what makes it so special is because it includes the rejection insurance, which means that let's say you're applying to Wuhan University and then you got rejected by Wuhan University, right? And then we'll help you to apply to the second university, for example, Donghua University for free. So there's no need for you to pay for another application fee again in case your first application is rejected. So the third one is the one on the left. It's the guaranteed service or the VIP service. So it costs $690 US, which includes the application fees of 3 different universities. And you will get a personal advisor who has studied in China before to help you with your application. And it's going to be a more personalized service for you. We will make the services suitable to your personal needs. And we will also do like the fast track applications and communications, body introduction. We'll have like a more regular calls with you to update you with your applications, and we'll make sure that, again, what's so special about this is that because we make sure that at least one of the university you're applying for, so one out of the 3 universities you're applying for under the guaranteed service will accept you as a student there. So how do we do this? For sure, we are going to review your documents first. We are going to make sure that you are really eligible to apply there and to get the admissions there. Otherwise, we may not be able to offer you the service if we know that you are not meeting the eligibility criteria. So we will only offer this service for students who are eagerly study in China, for those who are wanting to have a guaranteed admissions, and for those who are qualified to get the admissions in China. So if you really want to come and study in China, well, definitely this is like one of the best options for you. And yeah, if you're still unsure about which services you want the most, whether you want the basic free service or the fast track one or the guaranteed service, you can contact us. You can contact us anytime to ask about the services that we offer. We'll give you the contact information at the end of the session, so you can contact us anytime. And if you want to get more information about the services we offer, you can also go to this link over there. It's vip.china-admissions.com to get a thorough information about each of the services that we offer to international students to help them study in China. And then the next part is about the international English test. So this is another services that we offer to international students because especially this year when the COVID-19 pandemic hit not only China, but the rest of the world. So we noticed that there is a high demand of English tests. So a lot of you have difficulties in taking the English test because, the TOEFL center or maybe the Ielts center are closed down due to, your country's being in a lockdown or anything due to the COVID-19. So we are offering you the international English test, which will be held online. So you can sit in your house very comfortably and do the online test. And then the online test itself, you'll get the certificate after the test, and it is recognizable. So far in 2020, for our students who are doing this IET test, they're able to use the certificate to apply to Chinese universities. And after doing the test, there's no need for them to do TOEFL or IELTS test anymore because the IET test provided by China Admissions is recognized in Chinese universities. And also the second one, as I mentioned before, this is an online test. So it's going to be a one-on-one online interview with an English examiner, which mainly tests the students' English speaking skills. So it's going to be very, very easy and very convenient because you don't even need to leave your house. Probably you don't even need to leave your bedroom. You can just do it, like turn your computer, turn your laptop on and just do the test. And then it is also affordable compared to other English tests such as IELTS or TOEFL. So our international English test is only $79 for doing the test. So you can do the test online, then get the certificate, and then use the certificate to apply to Chinese universities, and it will only cost you $79 to do this. And last but not least, I'm going to show you how to apply to Chinese university. So I'm going to give you the live tutorial. It's about a 10 minutes video on how to apply to Chinese universities on our platform. So here it is. I hope you can see the sound and the video perfectly. So guys, can you hear the video well or not? Right, I'm just going to play it again. Okay, so I think that some of you are experiencing technical difficulties, so you cannot hear the videos. I'm just going to mute it, and then I'm going to just stop the video so you can hear the explanation of the video. So yeah, let's play it from the start. So here I'm just going to show you how to apply on China admissions platform. So first of all, you need to go to the website itself. It's apply.china-admissions.com/search, where it will lead you to this page over here where you can choose one of the program that you want to apply for. And then after that, you can basically type the program that you want to apply for on the search bar over there. So it depends on the program that you are applying for. So you can type computer science, you can type, I don't know, like business administration or MBBS or anything, depends on the programs that you are most interested in. So here I'm going to show you, because I'm going to show you the example. I'm applying for the computer science program. So you can either write computer or computer science. There's no need for you to write something like master in computer science or PhD in computer science, because if you wrote it that way, the result won't come out. So you just need to write the keyword such as computer or computer science, or maybe business or business administration. So here are the list of the programs for bachelor, master, and PhD, and then you can filter it down by choosing the degree, the degree level that you're applying, for example, bachelor. And then you can also check like the list of the programs after it's being narrowed down. And you can also, you know, if you have like a preferred location or anything, as this is like way too many options, it still have like 38 options for you to choose. If you have preferred budget or maybe preferred location, you can just filter it down. So you have like only like 1 or 2 options. So then it will help you to narrow down the options, because again, we have 4,000-ish programs available for you to apply on China admissions platform, which might be a bit too much for you to, you know, to narrow down. So next part is I'm going to show you that to apply to this program at Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen. So after you click the apply now button, then it will lead you to this page where it is basically the page where you get information about the program itself, like the like this one, like the application fee, the application deadline, tuition, teaching language, location. And then, so in this page, you will basically get all of the information about the program, such as the program introduction, and then the introduction about the program itself, like what you can expect from learning computer science in that university, and more information about the university and also about the accommodation. You can see the pictures of the beautiful accommodations the Chinese University of Hong Kong has. You can also get the price of the accommodation, so you can have estimate budget, estimate expenses over studying in China, and you can also get the information about the required documents needed for your applications to this university. So you need to prepare, it's best for you to prepare the documents beforehand. So before you start the application, at least you have, let's say, the soft copy of your photo or maybe your passport, so it will help you do the application later. So after that, to apply, you can just simply click the apply now button. And then if you already have an account on China Admissions platform, you can just log in, or if you are a new student, you can just go to the new account one and create an account. So basically, it's going to be very easy, because all you need to fill in is your email address and then your first name, your last name, and then create a password and then choose your nationality, depending on your nationality. And you can just click create account over there. But if you already have an account, like I do, because I already have an account, so I'm just going to log in to China Admissions platform with my registered email address and also the password, and then click login, which will lead you to this page over here. So it will show you your applications, so your active applications. But if you are new to this, it means that you will have 0 application over here. So I'm going to show you how to apply after log into the China admissions platform. So here you will search, again, you'll search the program that you want to apply for. In this case, I'm applying for the computer science program, and I am applying to Jiangsu University. It's also one of the best options for you who wants to study engineering or computer science. Jiangsu University is specializing in engineering programs. And you can just click the apply now button, that red button over there, and then click the create a new application and click the next step to fill in the application. And after that, it will lead you to this page over here. It's supposed to be empty, guys, because I already fill it in, right? So here you need to just fill in your contact details and then your phone number and then information about yourself, like your first name, your last name, your date of birth, your passport number, and all that. And then the language that you mastered, like what is your native language, the English level that you have at the current moment, and then also your Chinese level. And then this is the home address detail, and this is highly important because when you are accepted to the university, then the university will send you the paperwork, right, such as the visa form and also the admissions notice, and they will send this paperwork to your home address registered over here. So make sure that this is your updated home address details. So this is your current home address, because otherwise they might send it to like a different location, and it will be, you know, very confusing later. And after that, you can fill in the education background. And if you already have a work, then you can fill in the work experience as well. So here, I would just want to highlight the importance of having this contact details. You must write your registered email address over there with your active email address. Why? Because we are, oh, sorry for the technical issue. Because you need to use your registered email address, because basically we will send the updates and everything to your registered email address. So if you use like an inactive email address or something like that, it might be difficult for you to get an update. And also it might be, you know, like we cannot contact you, and also you cannot hear anything from us. So it will definitely delay the application itself. Right, again, sorry for the technical issues, guys. Right, so after this, after filling in the first part, which is the your information part, and then after that, you can go on to the next stage, which is to fill in information about your family. So it's about your information about your family, like your emergency contacts, and also about the source of funding, like how will you plan to pay for your studies in China and all that. So here, for example, if you are going to be sponsored by your parents to study in China, you can write your parents' name. So in this case, because I'm sponsored by my parents, right, for example, so I'm writing my father's name over there, and also his address, and also his phone number, his email, and the company he worked for. So, and then it's time for you to choose like how do you plan to fund your studies in China. So self-finance is for students who are going to finance their study in China by themselves, or maybe their parents are going to be the one who pay for it. Or if you want to apply for a scholarship or a partial scholarship, or if you already have a scholarship, so you can choose either one of these options depending on how do you plan to fund for your studies in China. And after that, you come to the next part of the application form, right, which is about the family contact. So this is the contact of your family members or friends. So in case of there is any emergencies for like medical or financial emergencies, we will contact this person. So yeah, for example, here I am filling in my parents' information. And then another part is the contact in case of there is emergency. So if you don't know anybody in China, then you can assume the emergency contact will be your embassy in Beijing. So for example, because I'm from Indonesia, I wrote the Embassy of Indonesia in Beijing. So next part is about the services. So like I told you before, we have different type of services offered to international students to help them with their application to Chinese universities. And then you can for sure you can choose the basic free service, or you can also choose the other one, the premium service. It depends on your needs. So because I already explained about it, I think I don't need to re-explain about it. So I'll just show you how to complete the application. So after choosing the service that you want to apply for, depends on your needs and also the one that you really prefer, then you can go to the next part, which is to fill in the documents. So you can upload the documents over here. So it will show you like the list of the documents that you need. And then you can, actually there's like some of the hints over there. So if you're not sure what is the no criminal record certificate, we already give you the guideline over there. So you can upload the correct information and the document as well. So here you can check whichever documents that you need for your application, right? And then you can just simply upload it online. So make sure to have the soft copy documents on hand, so it's going to be easier for you. And then after uploading it online, then you can go to the next step. So basically it's okay if you don't have like all of the documents ready by now, because I know that maybe getting your transcript or getting your high school diploma might take some time if let's say you are graduating next year. So it's totally fine, you can upload it later. And the next part is to pay for the payment. Is to pay for the application fee. So here it will show you the total of application fee that you need to pay. For example, it's $200 because I'm applying to 3 universities here, Jiangsu, and then BIT, and also Chinese University of Hong Kong. So it depends on the program that you are applying for. So here at this page will show you the total of application fees that you need to pay, and or the total of the service fee that you need to pay if you choose the guaranteed service, for example. And then you can choose the payment methods that you want to use, like credit card or WeChat Pay or PayPal or bank transfer. So for example, if you choose to pay with your credit card, you can just click the Pay Now button and then fill in your card details, like your email address, your card number, the card expiration date, and also the CVC code, which is the 3 number on the back of your card. And you can just simply click the Pay Now button, and that's it. You already paid the application fee. So after that, what you can do is that you can upload the receipt of your payment, or you can contact us to double check with us to tell us that you already pay your application fee, so we can process your application further. So after that, it will lead you to this page over here. So basically you're done with your application, right? It's very simple. It's only like 10 minutes. So it will show you that your application is currently under review, under our review at China Admissions. So you can watch my colleague's video over here to explain what to do and what to expect after your application has been submitted to our platform. Or if you're still confused and if you have any doubts or questions or anything, you can book a call with us on Zoom to talk with us and so we can give you feedbacks as well about your application, and we can let you what is the next step. And if you are booking a call with us, you can talk to any one of us, right? So 3 of us are available for you to talk to. So you can talk to me, Nadia, or you can also talk to my colleagues. You can talk to my colleagues, Didier Frank or Richard Coward from China Admissions, who will guide you with your applications further. So if you don't want to talk to us, if you don't want to call us, that's okay as well. Don't worry, you can also email us to apply@china-admissions.com. So don't worry, we are reachable by calls, by emails, by WhatsApp. You can choose whichever method, whichever communication method is best for you. And here is when you want to add more documents, because like I said, it's okay for you not to have all of your documents on hand. So you can always add your documents later. So you can add your documents later here, and then that's it. So basically that's the end of the application process to apply on our platform. So yeah, like I said, and like what I experienced myself, I think it's fairly easy and also fairly quick and very, very, how to say, simple to apply to Chinese universities, because you can apply to multiple programs by just filling the online application form one time. And it's very simple. Everything is done online. So yeah, it's going to, like help yourself as well in the application to Chinese universities. And next part is, before I go to the Q&A session, I'll just cover some of the frequently asked questions. So for those of you who missed the session today, I think you can see it from here. So it's basically all the list of questions that is most commonly asked by students. Like, when is the next intake at Chinese universities? So it is going to be in March and September each year. And then, is dormitory available? How can I book it? Yes, it is available, but again, it depends on the university. And you can only book it after you get the admissions at the university. So we can help you to do the online bookings as well. And then, what is the age requirement to apply? It depends on the programs you're applying. So if you're applying for a bachelor program, then the age requirement would be from 18 to 30 years old. And then for master is 18 to 35. And then for a PhD is 18 to 40 years old. And for non-degree programs is 18 to 60 years old. And what to do if you're under 18 years old? So if you're under 18 years old, right? Because why you need to be 18? Because it is related to your visa application in China. So students who are under 18 is not regarded as an adult in China. And that's why if you are under 18, you will need to find a guardian in China. So the guardian can be either a Chinese person or a foreigner who is living in China with a valid working permit. So remember, a student cannot become another student's guardian. So for example, if your sister is 30 years old and then she is studying master in China, but she is a student, right, in China, and that's why she cannot be your guardian. So you need to find either a Chinese person or a foreigner who is living in China with valid working permit. So the next question is, how much is it cost to study in China? So tuition fee is very, very cheap to study in China compared to studying in like other big countries like US, UK, Australia, and so on. So for tuition fee, it starts from 2,500 US dollar per year. For the non-degree Chinese language program, it starts from 1,000 US dollar per semester. And for the living cost and accommodation in total, it will cost you about 500 to 800 US dollar per month. Again, it depends on the location where you live in. So if you choose to study in Beijing and Shanghai, of course, the cost would be higher than if you're studying in Ningbo or Suzhou. And then, can I work and study at the same time? Well, foreign students in China are not allowed to work, and it is considered illegal, guys. So, but you can always do an internship as long as you get the permission from your university. And then the question number 7, what is the additional required document? So some of the university will require you to submit the foreigner physical examination form and also the non-criminal record. So yeah, it depends, and we will inform you beforehand whether or not you need to submit both of these documents or not. And question number 8, how to get PhD supervisor acceptance letter. So I've already explained this before. You need to contact the supervisor at the university you're applying for example, Wuhan University, by email. You can easily find the list of the professors on the Wuhan University's website, or we can help to provide one for you. And you need to send them the request to ask them to become your PhD supervisor, and alongside, you need to also send them your research proposal so they know what to expect when becoming your PhD supervisor, and they know which research are you going to conduct moving forward. And then, what is the application deadline? So for March 2021 intake, the deadline would be around December 2020. But for the September 2021 intake, the deadline would be in December 2020 to July 2021. So again, it depends on the program and it depends on which intake you're applying for. And don't forget, Chinese universities do not accept late applications. So make sure to complete your applications before the deadline. Otherwise, your application may be considered as unsuccessful. So yeah, that's basically the end of the info session. So here is our contact information. So if you need any advice, or if you want to talk to us, or if maybe you're considering to study in China, but you still have a lot more doubts about China, you can basically contact me. So I am fluent in English, Bahasa Indonesia for sure, and also a little bit of Chinese. And then you can reach me on WhatsApp or email, or you can also contact my colleague Didier French. He's from Rwanda, Africa. So if you speak French, maybe, because I don't, right? If you speak French, you are going to be more comfortable talking to him because he speaks French, English, Chinese, and also Kinyarwanda. And he is an expert in computer science, and he's been in China in 2015, so he has a lot more experience about living in China as a foreigner more than I do. So yeah, you can also contact him on his email over there. It's frank@chana-admissions.com, or you can also send a WhatsApp to him on that number. So if you don't want to miss this information, you can just screenshot this page so you can contact us later. So then this is the important links and also our social media account. Be sure to check out our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or LinkedIn, Twitter, or WeChat official accounts. So I'm pretty sure that all of you will have at least one of the social media accounts over here. So be sure to follow us, to like our page, or to subscribe to our channel to get more updates about China admissions. So basically, especially I want to highlight about our YouTube channel. So we recently launched our YouTube channel with more content. So we really upload contents regularly. I think every week we upload a new content. So you be sure to check our YouTube channel, China Admissions, because there you'll find a lot of good information. Like we'll guide you with the application process, we'll guide you with the documents, and also the tutorial on how to apply on China Admissions platform will be posted on our YouTube channel as well. And aside from that, the most interesting part is we recently conducted interviews with some of our students. So some of our students already studied in China for quite some time, and then they're coming from different part of the world like Egypt, India, or Indonesia, or like other countries. So you can hear their experience studying in China. And like some of our students, they are starting their journey in China in 2020 amid this pandemic. So you can hear their stories about why they are choosing to study in China. And we hope that we will see you one day in China. So that's it. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach us on email or WhatsApp. It's stated all over here. Just screenshot this page so you can keep it and also contact us later. So right now, I'm just going to answer some more questions that I already have from students over here. And yeah, I am not covering about the CSE scholarship today because of the limited time. I know that a lot of you have a lot of questions about the Chinese government scholarship, but I'm afraid that the time is it's very limited to cover the Chinese government scholarship, but don't worry. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have a video about the scholarship, and then we will have another video where I will discuss about Chinese government scholarship and give you tips and tricks and also how to apply to the Chinese government scholarship. Because I've experienced it before, so I know how it is to apply to Chinese government scholarship. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you will not miss the video about the scholarship. Right, so right now I'm just going to answer some of the questions that is already here on the chat session. Okay, so this session will be recorded, guys, so don't worry. You can watch it later on our YouTube channel, China Admissions. So again, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Wait, hello. Wait up, I'm still checking your questions. So Donia is asking if there are full scholarship for undergraduate students. Yes, so Chinese universities do offer CSE scholarship for bachelor, master, and PhD, and actually for Chinese language, but the requirement is slightly different. For the scholarship for the Chinese language is actually very, very competitive. So anyway, again, because we don't really have a lot of time to discuss about CSE scholarship, we will just upload a video about it in our YouTube channel very soon, so you can watch it later and get a thorough information about Chinese government scholarship. And then Sandra Shraddha Mahendra have a question: why there is an application fee, and cannot we survive without a Chinese language? So, well, why there is an application fee? Because it is imposed by the Chinese university, so it is required for you to pay for the application fee because it will also cover the expenses for them applying for your visa and then for sending your paperwork later to your home address. And then, can you survive without a Chinese language? Well, in my experience, actually, it's okay. You can survive without Chinese language. I mean, I don't really speak Chinese the first time I came to China myself. I know I learned Chinese for quite some time, but when I first come to China, it's quite a different experience for me. I feel like everybody speaks so fast that I don't get a thing of whatever they're saying. So it's quite challenging, but I would say you can survive without even knowing a Chinese language, because at least that's what I experienced. So I survived living in China for a couple of years already without knowing Chinese, and I feel like my Chinese language is still so as well, and I still live happily in China. So don't worry about it, but be sure to also learn the Chinese language, because it is such a good opportunity to miss. You are in China where you can speak Chinese on a daily basis, and Chinese language is one of the most spoken language in the world. So be sure to use this experience and to use the time to practice more and more Chinese, so by the time you graduated and go back to your home country, you have one more new skills added to yourself, which is the Chinese language. Right, so Zako have a question. When is foreign students can return to China? So as of now, right, so for the September 2020 intake, international students are studying online at most universities. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, Chinese government has decided to close the border since the end of March this year until now. So international students cannot come back to China yet, although the border itself has opened gradually. So people with valid working permit or people with family reunion visa can come back to China, but international students not yet getting this opportunity. But I'm sure that once the situation is much improved globally, China will definitely open the border for international students. But how long this will last, I cannot guarantee you when, because I'm not a part of the Chinese government. But one thing I can be sure to say is that once the border is open, international students can come and study in China and study on campus. So they don't need to study online anymore. So hopefully, right? So we shall just pray for the best for the global situation over this pandemic, and then hopefully international students will be allowed to come back to China as soon as possible, because it's a good experience for you guys to finally experience how it is like to study in China. And also, Shraddha Mahindra have another question. So it is necessary to have Ielts. Yes, you need to have Ielts or TOEFL to apply to Chinese universities if you are not from an English-speaking country. So, for example, if like in my case, I'm from Indonesia, so we don't speak English over here. So for sure, in that case, I need to provide TOEFL or Ielts certificate. But if let's say you're from America or UK, whereas in your country people speak English, or if you study in some kind of like international school, or maybe if your high school is conducted in English, then there's no need for you to do TOEFL or Ielts. You can just simply ask your school to provide a letter which mention that the medium of instruction is in English. So yeah, you need to have it, the TOEFL or Ielts, but it depends on your nationality and whether or not you've studied in English before. And then, because the thing is in China, so when you are applying, you can choose whether you want to apply for an English taught program or the Chinese taught. So don't worry about it if you don't know any Chinese. You can apply the English taught program. Like based on my experience studying the English taught program in China, none of the classes are taught in Chinese. So everything is taught in English. All the Chinese lecturers speak perfect English. So I don't face any difficulties in terms of learning because everybody speaks English and it makes the journey itself very smooth. So yeah, if you need like information about programs and everything, because there are just way so many programs offered in China, you can just go to it's applied.chinatestadmissions.com. And then from Nakisa, how does your Chinese learning during MBBS process? So for MBBS students, well, you can apply for the English.MBBS program, right? So in that case, you don't need to know any Chinese beforehand. So because MBBS student during the last year of your study, you will need to do internship at the hospital, at the Chinese hospital, which makes you have to know Chinese so you can talk to the patient and stuff. So that's why during the 5 years of study, you will also learn Chinese. So don't worry about it. So from Trada again, so after applying and paying the fee and then your application is rejected, and what about the money? So application fee is non-refundable regardless whatever reason is it. So for example, if your application is rejected, then the application fee is non-refundable. So if you, let's say, decided to withdraw your application and your application already submitted to the university, then it is non-refundable. So from Ilham, do you need to have TOEFL if you are a graduate of the Bachelor in English program? I guess if your bachelor program is completely taught in English, then there's no need for you to take a TOEFL test. So you can just, like get a letter from your university. That's it. So if you have like a very specific questions about the programs or about, like about the details of the programs itself, be sure to email us or send us a WhatsApp, because we, due to the limited time, I may not be able to answer all of your questions. I think I'm down to the last 3 questions that I can discuss today. So if you still have any more questions, you can just contact me on email, WhatsApp, or contact us on China Admission social media as well. So the question is, can I join the language program now? You're in China since January 2020. Yes, you can join the language program now, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, all the classes are going to be taught online. So if you're okay with an online course, then you can definitely apply for it. So again, this session is recorded, and also the video on how to apply on China admissions is recorded as well. And the video about the Chinese government scholarship will be uploaded as well to our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and so you can get the updates about all that. So I think I'm down to 2 more questions. So I'm down to 2 more questions. So I'll check if there are any questions that I can answer, because a lot of your questions are about CSE scholarship. And yeah, I'll answer it in a video later, so you will get a more thorough information about it. Right, so from Giancarlo, this is an interesting question. So can we apply for degree programs and non-degree programs in the same time? So for instance, you want to study Chinese language and also master program at the same time, right? Yes, you can totally do it. It's totally fine. So make sure you can manage the time well in order to do so. But actually, I would suggest you to do that in your like 2nd semester at least, because based on my experience and like my friends' experience studying in China, normally the 1st semester is like the busiest of all. You will have like a lot of classes. Sometimes the classes like from Monday to Friday. So I'm afraid that you may not be able to, adjust your time well, because you will be joining 2 different programs. But as long as you can manage the time well, then it's okay. That's why I suggest you to do it a bit later, maybe in your 2nd semester or your 3rd semester, where your schedule is supposedly more relaxed. So right, there is another question from Brian. So do I need to do IELTS if I learn English with a diploma program or IB diploma program? Then there's no need for you to have TOEFL or IELTS if your high school is completely taught in English. Okay, so you don't need IELTS or TOEFL if your high school is completely taught in English, or if English is your mother language, then there's no need for you to do so. So from Alex, what if the country opens for students at the middle of the March intake while we are having online lessons? Can we get a visa for such arrangement, right? Because it doesn't happen yet. So we don't know how will the university arrange this. But I'm pretty sure if, let's say, the border is open, they will somehow arrange so that students can come and study in China. So actually for this fall 2020, so online classes is there for students who are currently not in China because they cannot make it to China. That's why they can only join the online classes. But actually for students who are already in China at the moment, right, they can join the classes on campus. So Chinese universities do have this kind of like hybrid teaching method nowadays. So I think, yeah, if let's say the border is open in March or whenever it is, they will arrange so that international students can come back and study on campus with the other students. So yeah, I think this is the last question I'm going to cover from Stephanie. Is there any guarantee that international students will be enter China in March 2021? Because there are no news about international travel currently. So I'm not a part of the Chinese government for sure. I cannot guarantee you and thus, but China is gradually opening up the border for foreigners. So as of now, foreigners from Southeast Asian countries, from European countries, and also from Pakistan, from I think some other countries like Japan, South Korea, they can come back to China if they have a valid working permit or a valid family reunion visa. So I think this is like a good positive sign from China's government to show that they are ready to open the border bit by bit, step by step for people who have important matter first. I'm pretty sure international students will come next. So once they open the border to more countries, for sure they will also open the border for international students. But regarding when will they open the border, we shall hope for the best that they will open the border as soon as possible. Because in this case, I cannot say much because I'm not a part of the Chinese government, but I keep praying that all of you guys can come to China, and also in March 2021, hopefully all international students will be able to come and study in China. So just let's hope for the best. And in the middle of this pandemic situation, just make sure to stay safe and also stay healthy. Wear masks every time you go out, and then wash your hands and keep physical distance with others so we can also keep the community getting better. And if the global situation is getting better, I'm pretty sure international travel will be happening as soon as possible. So that's the end of the info session today. If you still have any more questions, I'm afraid time is very limited now. So if you have any more questions to ask me, feel free to message me on email or WhatsApp, or you can also contact my colleague, Didier Frank, if you speak French. You can also contact him on his email or WhatsApp account. So we are ready to help you anytime you need. If you have any questions or doubts or anything about studying in China, just feel free to let us know. I hope this session is useful for you. Right, I hope you can get some information, some insights from this session. And yeah, thanks again for joining, guys. I really appreciate you, and have a nice day ahead. Bye-bye.